modeling on multi-canvas investment. And second person are going to be Professor Himanshu Joshi from Post School of Management. We'll be discussing about structures and the variance with the market approach models. And third, Mr. Darshan Sari and Professor Madhu from FMS and the Chief Financial College Delhi will be presenting on determinants of market, credit ratings in India. And finally, Professor Pushpinder Singh from GF Prasad Institute of Management, Dr. Noida will be discussing on analysis determinants of claims. So I call upon Mr. Harpreet Lodia to present.
Just a small correction. I am Satyadar presenting on behalf of Harpreet. So in this paper I am talking about looking at risk from a wholesale perspective. So we are looking at it from an investment banking point of view. So if we have a company, I have taken the company 3M. It's a company that has it's one of the largest company in nanotechnology. So just as an example. So I'll be going through some of the ways in which we can look at risk. The most fundamental idea of risk for companies that you might be looking at is standard deviation of share price, right? That is from the share price point of view. If you are the CEO of the company and you want to look at the risk of your share price, then you have controlling stakes of the company. You can control sales, you can control margins, you can do a lot of strategic steps to actually move the valuation and get to it and take it to its optimum value. So I'm going to talk about two aspects here. A little quantitative. One is the Monte Carlo simulation, and other is the linear regression equation on how a company would look at its multiple and its risk. Okay, with the availability of more options that are given to companies by various investment banks, that includes a convertible bond, that includes various hedges, that includes pension services. A company can reduce its WACC by calculating the risk at its side, at its own side, and then looking at if it can get a better deal by an investment bank. So these are the two valuation aspects that a company would look at. One is its own assessment, and other is the valuation that the investment banks are giving to it, and based on that they are going to price their derivatives. I'm going to look at share repurchase and how to change the capital structure. The intention here for any company is to increase its shareholders' wealth. So that's our final goal. So capital structure. In capital structure, we are looking at mix of debt and equity. This is from a 3M company, which is US, where debt is quite cheap, and in our country, debt is quite expensive. But there they can look at various mix that they could have. So if you have excess cash with you, you can have 3-4 options that you could do. You can just give it back to the shareholders in form of a special dividend. You can do a share repurchase, or you can do other things like you can invest in capex. Now, once you have decided that you are going to give it back to the shareholders, and you have decided that share repurchase is an optimum strategy to do that's when this research would help to find out which share repurchase strategy and how your valuations are moving. I'm going to focus on EV by EBITDA multiple because that's the main multiple that a company normally looks at from a controlling stake or from an investment banking point of view, because that's what drives your valuation. That's what drive your merger and acquisition activities and a lot of things that the rating also, the rating agencies would look at the EV by EBITDA multiple and debt by EBITDA multiple to give you an appropriate rating of what they think you would do. So the idea of share repurchase in general is to increase companies' valuation to, if you have excess cash and you don't have good projects, then you would rather return that cash to the shareholders rather than keeping it with you and getting a risk-free rate. So if you do a repo, you are going to get some higher return than what you would generally get if you just keep those cash on your balance sheet. The next idea is taking a leverage and doing a repo. This is again an interesting thing. Now, why would a company take more debt and do a repo? If you observe the rating agencies and they give you the rating based on various aspects, and one of the aspects is debt to EBITDA. So if you're not taking a rating hit, you can still take more leverage if you have got a particular rating target that you want to look at. So the rating aspect would decide how much levered you can do, and the last one is levered acquisition, where you take a leverage and you do an acquisition. Okay, we are going to look at, in this work, we are going to look at how companies' valuation would change based on various parameters, and what would we keep in mind while we project the company's financial for the future. This model is based on Excel entirely. If you might have used the LINEST function in Excel, that can help us to do a multiple regression, LINEST. And the multiple regression, you can have around 16 dependents there. And the other Monte Carlo simulation is using a very simple AR1 model. So I've kept it simple so that if we find any discrepancy, we can find that out. Now, when you look at a company's EV by EBITDA multiple, this is how market is pricing you. If a company has 10 EV by EBITDA multiple versus a company has 50, then with the same EBITDA, both are going to have a different pricing, right? Because EBITDA is something that is in a company's control. So two companies might be doing the same things, but market is pricing them different ways, and that's what would drive the EV by EBITDA multiple. So if I get a better multiple with the same EBITDA, I can get a better share price and a better valuation. So that's why this is more important. Now, if we can find out how this EV by EBITDA multiple is behaving, we can tweak what we have in our hand as a controlling perspective, and we can change that, right? If we know that for a particular company, in this case 3M, if we can make a good regression equation, if we can backtest it well, and we say that our multiple is more dependent on more we return, the return on capital perspective. So we can change that, and we can expect the EV by EBITDA multiple to change. If we think that leverage is a harmful aspect in our multiple valuation, then we might be cautious on taking more leverage because we guess that the leverage would hit. Now, more interestingly, the way in which we quantify this thing is important. So here we have a quantification that you have a regression equation. If you change your leverage, then how much your multiple is going to fall. So if you take a small debt, how much your multiple is going to fall and how your share price can be affected by that. So this is a quantification. Now, many times a multiple linear regression equation could lie. So we should be always careful that the equation makes sense in a business sense, because you can get jumbled outputs. Now, while drawing the path, and I have drawn path of three things here. The sales, that's one thing that we focus at. The margin. The margin is defined how would we convert that sales into EBITDA, and the multiple. That's what I talked in the last slide on how we can increase our multiple. So we have three broad things. If you look at it, you can get to the EBITDA using these three multiples, because when you multiply everything, then you can finally lead to your EBITDA. So if I look here, now I've used a very simple equation here, that's regressing t with t minus 1, an autoregressive model. and added a disturbance and scaled it up to the standard deviation of the past residuals for the same equation. So based on that, I have tried to make the parts of sales or of multiple or of the margins that a company would go into the future. So in this way, you can again quantify the value at risk of what could be the worst valuation based on a simple model. Of course, this value at risk measure would change if you use another Monte Carlo parameters, but this is the simplest one. The other aspect what we can do is that we can scale this based on the equity research analyst. So we can shake the entire parts up and down and just keep the volatility in this. So this is three strategies that you can take for share repurchase, and based on that, uh, your total return would change. So if it's quite obvious here that if the price falls and you do a share repurchase and you believe that the price fall is not justified, then it's better to do that from a company's perspective. If you believe that your multiple is not up to the mark and you do that, then of course it's better than just returning the cash, because you're having a strategic opportunity to earn arbitrage at your own level. Now to do our analysis, we can have various parameters. So EV by EBITDA multiple, I showed you a regression equation where I said that the EV by EBITDA multiple is going to be changed by the way in which you return. On the contrary, if you draw that multiple without any dependency, then you can use again two models here. So this is again from a modeling perspective. So if you don't use that regression equation, you can use a jump diffusion equation and you can model your multiple. Or you can model your multiple based on the sales which you get from the equity research, because all the investment banks project the sales of all top companies for the next 5 years. And this is the final picture here. So the way in which you look at a company, and you can see that which thing is shaking up your share price the most, so that you can work on that. So for different companies, if in a quantifiable way, if you can find out that your sales are hitting your multiple the most, then you would focus on less volatility in sales. So that's where you would look at it. So I'm just concluding. So the whole idea here is to find out new ways on how you are going to get to your EV by EBITDA multiple. I've used simplistic models of regression and Monte Carlo simulation, and the strategic share repurchase that would help you. So everything is done in Excel, easily replicable and easy to understand. So I have tried to focus on simplicity.
Okay. Thank you. What do you like? Okay, my call upon Mr. Imam